congratulations on such an amazing TV show. It's so incredible to watch and the grandeur of it. I just wanted to start by asking if you could explain a bit about your character because it's so character rich and
Mm. Yeah, I play Harry Seldon. Harry Seldon is a scientist. He's mastered 3 disciplines: history, psychology, and mathematics, and he's combined them into one discipline, and he's created a new one, if you like, and it's about this approach called psychohistory, which is a predictive model where he's able to forecast the events that are going to unfold in the future. So he can predict the future. It's not an infallible prediction, but it is within sort of large degrees of accuracy. It has a Achilles heel in that he's unable to predict the actions of any one individual at any one point in time. And so that leaves open the possibility that one person at one moment, at the right point, at the right moment in time, can alter the course of his predicted history. The history the future that he predicts is not a future that Empire likes. He predicts the fall of the Empire. The Empire has, by this time, it has successfully colonized the entire galaxy. So the idea that if the center implodes, it's going to pull the entire galaxy down with it. And this is an inevitability, and Harry presents them with a solution for how to survive, not prevent, how to survive that outcome. And of course, the Empire is not interested in his predictions.
yeah, amazing. And there's lots of like you said, the maths, the psychology around Harry's character. How much research did you do into the role, and were you familiar with Asimov's work beforehand?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a history buff. You know, I'm obviously as an actor, you have a layman's appreciation for psychology, as one does that with your characters. You know, I am fairly useless at mathematics. um, um, the research that I got into was I obviously read everything I could. I read everything about Asimov. I read the books up to the point that our story starts, and I read. You know, I also dived into the lives of other scientists. You know, I tried to get an idea for the eccentricities of those personalities and those minds. And you know, you want to get an idea of what you can get away with. Harry's more than just a scientist. He's also a kind of, you know, he's kind of a political figure as well, unwanted political figure. He's a little bit of a cult leader too. So he has a lot of different aspects to his personality. So yeah, you do all that research and then you let your imagination go wild.
Absolutely, because there's definitely some parallels between the world that we live in and like what Harry's doing, because he feels like the scientists who are trying to get climate change to go forward.
Sure,
And
he's warning people that if we pursue the current course of action, there are going to be disastrous outcomes. And of course, people don't like they don't like bad news, and they don't like the idea of being asked to change the way they live.
absolutely. And your character plays a father figure to two different people here, played by Alfred and Lou.
Lou.
How did you develop the different relationships?
Well, I mean, you know, I think the relationship with Lou's it isn't father figure to daughter. It's not that. It's more of a mentor to protege. He has an immediate rapport with Gail because she's probably the only person that he's ever met who can really understand what he understands. So she speaks his language, and that's an enormous relief and comfort. Because there must have been some dark nights where he thought, "Am I crazy? Am I going mad? You know, I'm the only one who can see this and understand it." Um, uh, the relationship with Raish, that's much more one of an adopted child, of a son, and he is also up to that point being the person who he has shared his discoveries with. So Raish knows everything. And in that sense, he has shifted some of his burden onto Raish, which, you know, might have been an unkind thing to do, since Raish can only take Harry's word for it. He isn't able to dig into the numbers the way that Gale can.
Great. Well, thank you so much for talking with me today. It's an amazing series, and I hope everyone gets to watch it.
Sure, I second that.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey, you guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yes.
Nice.
Hey,